Hello and welcome back to Rosie Sews Modern Vintage. I'm Rosie and it's really lovely to have you here today. Now, as usual, I am having to ask for your forgiveness because it's taken me ages to film another vlog. I'm really having a crisis of confidence at the moment. I feel like after I hit 1,000 subscribers, I suddenly thought, oh no, I don't think my channel's good enough and I don't think my content's good enough. I'd really appreciate some feedback from you in the comments below of just some of the things that you enjoy from my channel and the things that you'd like to see more of. And maybe if there's anything that you're not bothered about that I've filmed vlogs of before, to let me know what they are. And also, I'm not sure whether maybe I should be making shorter vlogs. So my vlogs are about 15 minutes, but some can be as long as half an hour. Do you think it's better if they're like 10 minutes long? Just let me know any of your thoughts below, because obviously this channel is for people who want to watch it. So I would really like to do things that you'll actually enjoy watching. Sorry for that weird introduction, but I felt like I needed to say it and get it out there. Anyway, so I thought today I would talk about all of the things that I've been making since the beginning of the year. So let's get started. One of the things that you know about me is that I am a pattern insider for Sew Over It. I absolutely love working as a pattern insider for them because I really love their work ethic. They're very organised. They give us lots of advance notice before they want us to make up patterns. And obviously, as a pattern insider, I receive the patterns for free. And I also have access to the entire back catalogue of patterns as well. So it's a really nice sort of give and take relationship. Now, one of the things that I made recently was the Georgie dress, because they are starting to try and release more of their older patterns into their new extended sizing. So it goes right up to a size 30, which is fantastic. And so I was asked to test the Georgie. They've also released 5 others, and I used some absolutely beautiful stretch velvet from a lady that I follow on Facebook who sells fabrics at absolutely amazing prices, and this stretch velvet was £3 a metre, which was fantastic because I needed 4 metres for the dress, so it worked, you know, absolutely brilliant bargain. And I had to line the dress, or the instructions said to line the dress in a viscose jersey, which I hadn't realised until I came to cutting it out. I didn't realise it was lined at all. You just line the bodice, not the skirt. So I just had to use what I had around, which was a grey and black stripe viscose jersey. Absolutely doesn't match the outside at all. So I was a little bit worried as to how that would go, because I didn't know whether maybe it would roll the sort of the seam where they two joined, like the lining and the front piece would join, whether that would roll out and you would see the lining. So in order to make sure that that didn't happen, I cut the lining pieces just a millimetre or 2 smaller and made sure I sewed them sort of as stretched out as they could possibly be when I attached them to the front piece, so that then when it's all sewn together it would like pull the lining in further more into the inside of the dress bodice. And that seemed to work really well because you can't see the lining at all when I'm wearing it, which is great. Now, some thoughts about the Georgie dress are that it's absolutely beautiful. I love the wrap over front. And I love the circle skirt, although you can also do a gathered skirt. I really love all of those features. But the number of layers that you have when you're making the bodice is quite overwhelming. So you have, because it's a crossover, so you've got 2 pieces for the front crossover, 2 pieces, this includes the lining, for the back crossover, and then 2 pieces for the back of the bodice. So when you're trying to sew the front piece together, you've got 4 pieces of fabric that you're trying to all line up and keep in the right, you know, keep all dead straight, and then you've got to join them to the skirt. It's a bit of a fiddly job, especially in stretch velvet. I mean, I couldn't have chosen a more slippery fabric to use. So next time, perhaps if I sewed it in a cotton jersey, it wouldn't be like that. But I did find that I had a very uneven waistline, so I just wear about with it, and then you can't tell. What else did I want to tell you about it? So the bodice comes up quite short, I didn't extend the bodice because I didn't know, it was my first time making it, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. But in future, I would definitely extend it by probably at least 1.5 inches, if not 2 inches. I absolutely love it though. I think it's a really beautiful dress. Made in the velvet, it just makes me feel so glamorous, and it's very nice for using when I'm on Zoom meetings and things like that, because I look dressed up but I feel like I'm in my pyjamas because it's really comfy. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say about that dress, just that I really love it, and that if you're thinking about making it, definitely go for it. But just check the lining pieces up against your torso just to see whether you might need to lengthen them. The next thing that I made was a maxi dress. I had been inspired by Lisa Comfort at Sew Over It, who had used their Edie top, which is a bit similar to this. It's a boat neck top, and added like a maxi skirt to it, just 2 rectangles that are gathered up. And I really liked that idea, but I don't love the Edie top on me. It's not, I don't like it as much as the Gable, which is what I'm wearing here. I'll tell you about this top in a minute. So I decided to use the Gable as a bodice. I had 3 meters of fabric, so I did my Gable top, but I only cut it to kind of mid torso, so halfway between my belly button and my sort of underbust, and so that it wasn't gonna, I don't know, just so that it balanced properly. And then I was trying to think about the best and easiest way to gather the skirt onto the bodice. And I don't know about you, but I really hate sewing the long stitches and then pulling. I find it so kind of, I can't seem to do it neatly. So then it takes a lot of work, but it doesn't really give a very satisfying gather. So I got some clear elastic from my stash, and I measured the front of the bodice on the waistband where it was going to need to attach, the skirt was going to need to attach, measured that and cut my clear elastic to that length, and then I stretched it over the front piece of the skirt. And so I just, you know how you divide, when you're trying to gather something into elastic, you kind of quarterize it, so you pin the elastic in quarter of the places of, measure quarter pieces of the elastic and measure quarter pieces of the fabric, and eventually you can kind of see where you need to stretch out the elastic to get an even gather on the skirt. So I did that on the front and on the back skirt pieces, and then I sewed them together and sewed them onto the bodice, and it worked really well. So here's a picture of me wearing the dress. It's a bit wacky for me, it's not something I would normally wear. Again, as I said in one of my previous vlogs, I kind of got some inspiration from an old 90s outfit, which I did before with my Felicity Fabrics blog, the blue sparkle skirt. That was a 90s skirt that I was inspired by. So this was a dress that I bought from Monsoon when I was a teenager, and I always felt really fantastic in it and loved it. So I thought, I'm going to have a go at recreating it. So that's what this dress is all about, really. And yeah, super comfortable. Because I suffer with a lot of stomach problems, I have gastroparesis, which means that I get very, very bloated sometimes, and a lot of my fitted clothes just, I can't do the zips up or anything, it's too tight and too uncomfortable. So this is perfect. And funnily enough, after I'd made it, I had a really bad bout of my stomach problems, and I was just so grateful to have this dress, because I felt like I'd made an effort to get dressed during the day, but I was still really comfy. So definitely recommend that maxi dress, and I really enjoyed making it. And also it only took a few hours because the top is simple to put together. It's just the front and back and the arms, and then the bottom is just 2 rectangles, so super easy. I've also done a lot of pattern testing this month, so I can't tell you about that at the moment, but there's an exciting new release coming from Emporia Patterns, something nice and cosy. And then there's also going to be some new releases in the brilliant extended sizing that Sew House 7 now do. So I've tested a couple of patterns for them, and I will be showing you pictures of them when they're released on my Instagram. So check that out if you're interested. And then the final thing that I made this month includes this top, but also a skirt. I was really inspired by Susanna at Thread Quarters with her lovely black and white and red outfits. She kind of put black and white together in the clothes and then added in red accessories. I just thought she looked absolutely fantastic, and I thought to myself immediately, I need to do this. And there was one particular outfit that I loved, which was a stripy toaster sweater I think she'd done with just a gathered skirt. I'll pop a picture here. And I just fell in love with it, with the red accessories as well. It was a gingham gathered skirt, striped top, and the red accessories, and I thought, I've just got to have this. I love it so much. And so I had a little think, and obviously my favourite Gable top came to the rescue. Here's the black and white version. And also my favourite skirt is the Madeleine skirt by Victory Patterns, which I have sized up from the existing pattern pieces. So it goes up to a 16, which I think is a 38 waist, or maybe 37, something like that. And I've sized it up to make it suitable for my sizes because I'm a 40 waist. And I wanted to get some giant gingham, and I was looking at the fabric that Susanna actually sells on her website. But the problem is that where I've lengthened my Madeleine skirt to be kind of maxi length, or just below, just a bit shorter than maxi length, I need really wide fabric. And because even like a 140 wide fabric isn't wide enough, so I knew that the best course of action, without having to patch things, because it's okay to kind of cut the skirt in two pieces if it's a plain fabric, but if it's patterns it starts to get a little bit complicated with pattern matching. And I've made the Victory Patterns Madeleine skirt previously with a duvet cover that I got in a second-hand shop, so I thought I'll buy a black gingham duvet cover, and I found this fantastic bargain on eBay with this giant gingham check, and I just thought, this is perfect, it's going to be fantastic. Now the only downside is that because it's a duvet cover, and because it was a cheap duvet cover, the fabric is quite thin, and it is a poly cotton obviously, but I got the exact look that I was after. So I kind of had to work out which I wanted really, was the look or the quality, and I think I've gone for the look rather than the quality on this occasion, but I still love it. So here is a picture of the entire outfit. As you can see, I am a very happy bunny with my red and black and white outfit. And also here's me with my red Better tights. If you haven't tried Better tights, they are a really good company. They sell tights for a huge range of sizes, down to very small up to very large, and they are really good because they just don't fall down like normal tights do. You don't have to wear a pair of knickers over the top of your tights to hold them up, all that kind of thing. They're really great, and they come in fantastic colours. So this is obviously the red that I'm wearing here. So I think that is everything that I've made this month. There's been quite a lot going on, although I can't show you everything obviously because I've made four garments that are secret at the moment that are waiting for release. But I hope you've enjoyed hearing all about the things that I have made, and if you've got any questions or any comments, please do leave them in the comments box below. And in the meantime, have a lovely day and happy sewing. Bye.